In this video, I'm assuming you've already installed the Spring Harvest 2014 Digital Songbook, and I'm now going to take you through the stages involved in setting up a playlist and using the software for practicing or for playing at an actual church service. So we'll have a look at the following things. We'll see how to search for songs, we'll see how to create a playlist, we'll see how you can choose to display sheet music or chord sheets or even both. We'll show you how to transpose and set capo chords for chord sheets. We can set the number of pages per screen, we can add performance notes to any song, and I'll finish by showing you how to print out songs from Power Music Essentials. If you haven't already had a look at the first video and haven't actually installed the software yet, it might be an idea to watch the first video, which will take you through the process of installing the Digital Songbook and redeeming the voucher so you can get all the songs onto your computer. Okay, so let's get started. We'll just launch Power Music. And from the splash screen we'll just say start using all songs. So let's just see our way around about this screen. Down the left hand side here is a list of all of the songs that are in this copy of Power Music, and we can scroll down like this, and I'll show you how to use the searching in a minute. In the big central pane here is a preview of the song that is currently selected. So if I select a different song, I see it. Remember when I did my installation and setup, the preference I chose was to display sheet music, and that's why all of these are coming in and displaying sheet music, but it's very easy to change it to show chords. Just click up there and it shows you the chords. Sheet music or even both side by side. Up here is where the playlist will appear, and we'll show you how to set up a playlist. And across the top here are all the icons that take you to all the various features of Power Music. As well as that, we've got a traditional menu bar up the top, which if you click on you can see we get access again to all the parts of Power Music. Okay, first of all let's have a look at how we can search for a song. We can search by title, and if we just start typing, it jumps immediately to the song with the title I've typed in. We can also search by the first line of the song. Again, just start typing in here and it'll find it. And then there are other search methods here. We can again search by title. We can search by a word or a phrase in the lyrics. If we're looking for a song we know who the copyright holder is, we can do that. And we can also do a melody search. The melody search is quite sophisticated, and if you click on this little help, it tells you how to use the melody search. Indexing. All of the songs are in categories, and there's a large number of categories set up. You can add your own categories to songs as well. So if we're looking for songs on justice, we click on there, and these are songs that have been suggested that are dealing with the topic of justice. Again, with author, simple matter, drop down list of all the authors, and let's say we're looking for something about Ben Cantillon, click on there, and these are all the songs that Ben has in the Spring Harvest 2014 Songbook. We can also search by Bible reference. Simply select the book, select the chapter and verse that you want to find the song that's relevant to, and it will display a list of them. Okay, we go back to our select screen, and I'm going to show you now how to put songs into a playlist. Once we've selected a song we want to put into the playlist, we can either double click on it here, we can hit the enter key, or we can click on the plus up here to add it to the playlist. So let's just set up a playlist with a number of songs in it. And let's just put one more in. Okay. I can change the order of the songs in the playlist, so I actually want this song to be the second song, so I just do that to move it up to the top. I can also delete songs from the playlist. I can also completely clear the playlist. Once the playlist is set up, I then can decide do I want to display this as sheet music or chord sheets. So the first one I'm going to have as sheet music, but the second one I want to have the chord sheet displayed. The third one I'll just leave the sheet music up, and the last one I'll display as chord sheets as well. Go back to the top of the playlist. So now to go into performance mode for the practice or for the actual service, we click on the full screen or press F5 on the keyboard. So I do that, and it takes us to the full screen display mode. Gets rid of all the toolbars and things round about, so it's a nice clear display. On the right here we see the playlist and what one is selected here, and we also see the performance notes down here. Now you can add to these performance notes, I'll show you that later, and you can also go in here and select songs for immediate display or add to the playlist. The clock's quite useful. It tells you what time it is. Important if you're fitting in with a speaker in your service and you want to see what time it is. You just look on here, you'll see what time it is. You could hide the playlist if you want, just do that and it goes away, and you can bring it back again just by doing that. To move through the songs, you can either use the keyboard, pressing a key to move down through the song. That moves to the second page of that song, and then on to the next song, and then so on. I noticed that in this second song here, there are actually 3 pages to it. So there's that, followed by that. And that's a bit of a nuisance. It would be better if we could display all 3 of them at the same time. So let's come out of the full screen mode, just press escape. And let's select this song and say I want to change this actually to be 3 pages per screen. Simple as that. Go back into my playlist, go to that song, and you'll notice now I've got the full song displayed on screen. It's very easy to change the number of pages you want to display on screen. Press escape to come back out of there. I said I would show you how to transpose the chord sheets. So for instance, this one here is in D. Supposing we wanted to take it down to C, maybe because we're running it into another song, which is also in C. Very easy to do. Go up here, select the key you want to transpose it to, and it automatically transposes. You can also set up capo chords. So if you wanted to capo this to be in G, select the capo chords and they get inserted into the chord sheet. You can also transpose a song in full screen mode. So let's just go to full screen mode. And while we're there, we tap the key with the plus on it on the keyboard and it raises the song. By tapping the key with the minus on it, we can drop it down. So we can transpose the key in the full screen mode just by tapping the keyboard. On the topic of the keyboard, just to remind you the keys to move through the playlist, using the up and down arrow keys, it moves up and down through the playlist. When you press down, it moves through the song and then moves on to the next song. You can do the same thing using the spacebar. Just tap the spacebar. If you've got a pedal attached to your computer, you can use that to move through the songs as well. These little links here are a very interesting feature. What these are web links to pages on the web which are related to this particular song. So for instance, the first one here is a link to the Essential Christian website. The second one is a link to the Spring Harvest website. And this one is a link to the Elevation website. If we have a look at another song, for instance, let's have a look at the Communion song. You'll see there are a lot more links in this, and we've also got links to the Twitter page of the artist, maybe the web page of the artist, but this one takes us straight to iTunes. So if I click on here, it will take us into the iTunes store where you can listen to a sample of the song, or you could even purchase the track if you have an iTunes account. And here it is here. If I want to hear it, I'll just click on there. It's the reddest wine, the reddest wine. So we can listen to a sample of the song, and as I say, you can buy that song on iTunes. Let's go back to Power Music. I mentioned that there are performance notes for every song, and you can add your own performance notes to this. So if I'm in the full screen mode, and I bring out the playlist, if I want to add something to the performance notes here, I just click on the edit button. There are actually 2 versions of the performance notes. There's performance notes which are linked to the song in the playlist, and there's performance notes which can be linked to the song which is stored in Power Music. So for instance, if you want to set up some notes for a particular playlist, you can put them in and save them separately from the notes saved with the song. So I could add in something like this: hold a chord for next song. So that would be a particular instruction when we're using it in that particular playlist. So I'll just save that, and you'll notice now that that note is in there. Let's exit from here again. The last thing I want to talk about is how you can print out your chord sheets and sheet music. Fairly straightforward. Just go to the printer up here. Whatever is selected on the screen will be printed out. You've got an option there of what size of text you want to print it in. So let's just preview this and see. There it is there. If you make the text size smaller or bigger, you can fill the page, and it's just a case of printing it. There are 3 pages there, so we can go through them, 1, 2, 3 pages, and we can print that out. Exactly the same thing for sheet music. Let's pick that one there and go to print. And again, we've got the sheet music, page 1 and page 2. Close that. Playlists can be saved. So if I go here and say save the playlist, and I can put that in as Sunday 12th, so I know which one it is. Okay. And once it's saved, I can then reload that playlist at any time. I can also use Power Music Box to transfer that playlist to other members of the band so they know what's happening. So there we have it. Power Music, using it with the Spring Harvest 2014 Digital Songbook. All your music in one place, easily accessible for practice, for performance, or even for printing out. Thank you.